Hi and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Andrea and this is the beginning of a series of videos in which I will show you how to make all the elements of this beautiful blanket. In today's video I will show you how to make the peony square, which is part of this blanket. In future videos I will show you how to make the simple square, how to seam up the squares, how to attach a backing, and how to make this edging of the blanket. So let's get started. You will need 3 colors of yarn, a hook that goes with your yarn, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle. In this case I used Himalaya Enjoy for the flower and the exterior, and the green yarn is a different yarn, but I recommend using the same kind of yarn so that you have the same length and the same gauge. For this demonstration I will be using yellow Himalaya Enjoy yarn, which is a 50% bamboo and 50% acrylic mix, and it has 300 meters per 100 grams. You can use any yarn you have available to you and the hook that goes with the yarn. So let's get started. First we will make the rows using color 1, which in my case is yellow, or you can choose any color for your rows. We make a magic ring by bringing the tail on top of the working yarn. We insert the hook into the loop and draw up a loop. Then chain 1 and make a standing double crochet stitch. We yarn over using the loop and then pick up a loop inside the magic ring, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we put 15 more double crochet stitches into this magic ring. Now you should have 16 double crochet stitches in the magic ring, and you can close the loop by pulling on the tail. Now we slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet stitch. And we begin row 2. From now on, all the rows will be worked in the front and back loops of these 16 double crochet stitches to make the rows. So please pay attention so you see exactly where you need to put each row. For the first row, we will be working in the front loops only of 8 of these 16 double crochet stitches. So we pick up a loop in the front loop of the first stitch that we are already in and make a single crochet stitch. Then we chain 3. And we skip 1 double crochet stitch and we insert the hook in the front loop of the next double crochet stitch. We single crochet and we continue like this all around by making 3 chains, skipping 1 stitch in the first row and putting the hook in the front loop of the next stitch and making a single crochet stitch. When you reach the end of the row, you slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. And now you should have 8 of these chain 3 loops. Then we slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. We chain 1 and make a single crochet stitch. In the next chain 3 space, we put 2 double crochet stitches, 6 treble crochet stitches, and 2 more double crochet stitches. Then we single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Don't worry if these loops become so big because we will be working in the back loops as well, so they will draw in. Then we put 2 double crochet stitches, 6 treble crochets and 2 more double crochet stitches into the next chain 3 space, and so on until we reach the end of the row, and at the end we should have 4 of these petals. When you finish a petal, you single crochet into the next chain 3 space and then start again in the next chain 3 space. 2 double crochet stitches, 6 trebles, and 2 double crochet stitches. Then single crochet into the next chain 3 space and make the last petal. 2 double crochet stitches, 6 trebles, 2 double crochet stitches into the next chain 3 space. When the 4 petals are finished, we slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. And now we look at the back of the work. We worked in the front loops of these double crochet stitches, and now we will be working in the back loops. Find the next stitch and put the hook through the back loop and slip stitch, chain 1, and then make a single crochet in the same loop. Now we'll be mirroring row 2 by chaining 3 and then putting a single crochet stitch into the unworked loop here in the back. So back loop, we put a single crochet and then chain 3 and then find the next one, single crochet, and so on, and you should have 8 chain 3 loops again. When we are at the last loop, we slip stitch into the top of the single crochet. When the row is finished, you should have 8 of these chain 3 loops, and we'll be doing the same thing as we did on the previous row, except now the petals will be offset. So where before we had a petal, now we will have a single crochet. First, slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, chain 1, single crochet, and then in the next loop that's between these 2 petals, we put the 2 double crochet stitches, 6 trebles, 2 double crochet stitches. Then we single crochet into the next space and 2 double crochet stitches, 6 trebles, 2 double crochet stitches into the next space. Then single crochet into the next space and continue around, making 4 petals. When the last petal is finished, we slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. And now we have 8 petals. Now we look at the back of the work again and notice that there are 8 unworked double crochet stitches in the first row. This is where we'll be putting single crochet stitches now through both loops. Working from the back, we insert the hook through the gap in the petals here and draw up a loop and slip stitch. Then chain 1, insert the hook into the same space and make a single crochet stitch. Then chain 3, skip the worked double crochet stitch and insert the hook through the petals here into the next unworked double crochet stitch from the first row and make another single crochet, and repeat this all around. When you reach the last chain 3, you slip stitch into the first single crochet. Then chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch. And now we'll put 6 double crochet stitches into each of these spaces. So we yarn over and put 6 double crochet stitches. Single crochet into the next single crochet, and 6 double crochet stitches into the next space. Single crochet into the next single crochet, and so on. When you are finished with the last petal, just slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch, or make an invisible bind off and cut the yarn. Now the rose is finished, and it will stay a bit flatter when you add the leaves. This is what it looks like from the front when it's on its own, and from the back you have 8 6 double crochet stitch petals in the back. You should cut this yarn, pull it through, and weave it in now, including this end as well. After you sew in the ends, it's time to add the leaves using the second color or any kind of green that you like. To start, we will put a slip knot on the hook by making a loop with the tail in front, picking up the main working yarn with the fingers and pulling tight. Then you insert the hook through the loop and pull on the working yarn. This way we have a slip knot on the hook, and then we yarn over twice, and we look at the last row that we worked and insert the hook from back to front through or next to the single crochet stitch, and insert the hook through the single crochet stitch on the previous row, and then pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We keep these loops on the hook and then yarn over twice and insert the hook in the same space. Then yarn over, pull through 2 twice, and repeat this 2 more times. And then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on the hook. This is the first leaf done, and it's attached to the back of the work. Then we chain 6, and we make another one of these clusters that make a leaf into the next single crochet stitch on the row with the loops. So we yarn over twice. We insert the hook from back to front next to the single crochet stitch on the previous row and through the top of the single crochet stitch on the row before that. Then we pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we yarn over twice and repeat the partial treble crochet 3 more times. And then we have 4 partial treble crochets. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on the hook. Now we chain 8, and this will be the corner of the square. And then again we yarn over twice and insert the hook next to the single crochet stitch and through the single crochet stitch beneath. Pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice. Finish the cluster. And then chain 6. So we repeat this cluster, chain 6, cluster, chain 8 until we have 8 leaves. After the last cluster you should have a chain 8, and you slip stitch into the top of the first cluster. And I also recommend slip stitching around the top cluster just to make this seam more secure. Then you cut off the yarn, leaving a tail, pull it through, and weave in these 2 ends. You can make a knot if you want to. At the end you should have 8 clusters and 4 chain 8 spaces and 4 chain 6 spaces. Next we'll be making the outer white section, and I will demonstrate using a pink rose but it's the same exact thing. So I will be using white yarn for this, but you can use any color you chose for your background. We begin with a slip knot on the hook. Then we yarn over twice and pick up the rows. We search for an 8 chain space and insert the hook. Pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. This creates a standing treble. Then we have 4 more trebles in the same space. And then we move to the next space, which is a 6 chain space, and we put 5 trebles in there. Then we move to the next space and we have 5 trebles. Then chain 2 and 5 more trebles in the same space. In the next chain 6 space we put 5 trebles, and we continue like this all around until we reach back to the first chain 8 space. So next is the chain 8 space where we put 5 trebles, then chain 2 and 5 more trebles. In the next chain 6 space I will put 5 trebles. In the next chain 8 space I put 5 trebles, chain 2 and 5 trebles. We are at the last chain 6, we have 5 trebles in here. And back into the first chain 8 space we put 5 trebles and a chain 2. Then we slip stitch into the top of the first treble, and I recommend picking up the third loop as well, because this will make the top of the stitch stay small. If you slip stitch only using the 2 top loops, then this might get quite wide. The first row is finished and we start the second row. We will put 1 double crochet stitch in each of these trebles and 2 double crochet stitches, chain 2, 2 double crochet stitches into the chain 2 spaces. So we begin with a standing double crochet stitch. We pull up a loop, yarn over and insert into the first stitch where you did the slip stitch, and yarn over, pull through 2 twice to make a double crochet stitch, and then 1 double crochet stitch into each of the stitches across until we reach the chain 2 space. When we reach the chain 2 space, we put 2 double crochet stitches, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet stitches into the space. Then we put 1 double crochet stitch in each of these stitches, so that's 15. Then we repeat this all around. When you reach the last space, you have 2 double crochet stitches, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet stitches. And then theoretically you should slip stitch into the top of the first stitch, but we cut the yarn, pull the end through, and use the tapestry needle to create an invisible seam. Put the end of the yarn through the needle, then look at the top of the stitches and go below the second stitch. So not the first one from the joint, but the second, to create an invisible stitch here, and then go back through the middle of the initial stitch. This makes a nice seam that you'll be able to work into when you seam up your squares. And then you just weave in both ends and your square is finished. Now the square is finished, and with a bit of seam blocking on the edges here, you will have a nice and flat square. Please don't block the middle of the flower, because then you're gonna end up with a flat flower and you don't want that. This is what the square looks like from the side. You can see it's quite raised from the surface, and it will be very beautiful once you seam these up into a blanket. If you want to, you can make companion squares for these. This is almost the same pattern, except you work it all in one color and it's flat. So if you want to know when I publish this one, please subscribe to the channel and to my emails to get the notification when I publish the video and the pattern for it. And also, if you're interested in a hexagon version of this pattern, I'm also working on that. And also we have a companion for this hexagon version as well. You will be able to choose from 4 patterns when you make your blanket. In a future video, I will also show you how to create a seam between these squares that looks very nice and doesn't distract from the overall pattern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!